G'day there again, guitar fans. Listen, it's been a couple of months since I did the first tutorial with learning how to play 3-string slide guitar. I'm glad to say that a lot of people have seen that, and I've got some very positive feedback from that. So with the success of that, I think it's time probably to do lesson number 2, and I'm going to follow the same format that I did in lesson number 1. I'm going to take my time, do it real slow, and try and show you how to advance your skills a little bit more. Today it's more about techniques that I use for the cigar box guitar rather than, say, playing a song, because I think once you learn these techniques, you can apply the techniques to pretty much any sort of songs, but you don't even really need to have a song to play this style. You can just mess around and just mess around with a couple of chords and a couple of patterns, and you can get a whole range of different sounds. And just vary the tempo a little bit. Sometimes play a bit slow, sometimes medium, sometimes fast, and you get a whole different variety of tunes. So first thing we're going to do is tune up. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is tune the guitar. The guitar's only got 3 strings. It's got a fat string closest to my chest, then there's a middle string, and then there's the thin string, the furthest from my chest. Now I use a phone app on my phone. It's one that you can download from the internet. This one that I use is called Pro Guitar Tuner. They're really useful things to have because, you know, once you download it onto your phone, you can take it anywhere with you, and it's a really good device for getting your guitar in tune. So first thing to do is to tune it. Now today we're going to tune it to G, D, G. Open G, it's called. Last time I did a tutorial, we tuned it to D, A, D, but this time we're going to go for G, D, G, just to show you that you know, how you tune the guitar also gives you a slightly different sound. The open G tuning is a little bit higher in pitch than the D-A-D tuning. All right, having said that, let's tune the guitar. So the fat string first, which I like to refer to as the bass string, that's going to be tuned to G. So we strum that. Looking at my tuner, the green lights come on. It's pretty good, but I'll just nip it up a little bit. Okay, that's good. The middle string, this will be D. So that's pretty good too. I'm not even going to change that. And the thin string, the one furthest away from me, that'll be another G. Okay, that's a tiny bit low. Just nip that up a bit. That's close enough. So when you strum them all together, we should get an open G tuning. Sounds right. According to my phone app, it is right. Beaut. So in my first lesson that I put together about 2 months ago, I taught you how to play some very simple patterns based on the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, the 10th fret, and the 12th fret. We're going to do more or less the same today. The only thing we're going to do today to add to that is to also use the 7th fret. So we're going to use 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, and the open strum as well. That's very important to mention. Rightio. So where we got to at the end of the last tutorial was what I'll demonstrate now, and I'm pleased to say that a lot of people have contacted me and said that they now have come up to speed with that little pattern and they're feeling comfortable with that and they'd like to advance a bit further. So that's really what this video is about. So what I intend to do today is pretty much do a 3-phase lesson. So the first phase, which is what we're going to do now, will be pretty much using the knowledge we got before, but adding a few little things to that. So let's do that first. So where we were at before was the bass string, and then combining that with the melody makers, which is the middle string and the thin string. Here we go. So that's where we got to last time. So what we're going to do this time is just add a couple of individual notes to that for phase 1. So I'll demonstrate. Back to the bass string. What I'm doing there, as you can see, I'm sliding up to the 3rd fret. So that's phase 1. And what I'm doing there is just hitting the bass string, sliding into it. notes. It's the middle string and then the outside string. So just keep practicing that over and over and over and over again, as I always say. That's how you build up your muscle memory. The more you practice, the better you get. The more you just get that implanted in your brain. Okay. Now, for phase 2, we're going to learn just a little bit more over the top of that note. In other words, add a few tricks to that. This time what we're going to be doing is slide from the 3rd fret up to the 5th fret and involve the 5th fret in that same little tune. So I'll demonstrate what I mean. So now that we've learnt phase 1 and phase 2, we're going to go to phase 3, which is learning how to put all that together, those two patterns, plus adding the 7th fret to turn this into a 12-bar blues pattern. So let me demonstrate how that goes before I try to teach you the notes. So that's the 12 bar blues version of it. So that's phase 3. So what we're merely doing there is really adding the slide from the 5th fret up to the 7th, then the slide from the 3rd to the 5th, and that turns it into 12 bar blues. So now that we've got that kind of all sorted, just practice that, practice that, practice that. But what I'm going to demonstrate to you in a second is just how you can take that really simple pattern and just put all sorts of different little techniques into it to make it sound different, to add more flavor to it. So let's have a crack at that. So as I was saying, what I'm going to do now is just put all that together in a tune, and I'm going to add a lot of variety to the sliding on the fretboard, maybe change the tempo up a little bit here and there, just to show you the variety of different flavors that you can get out of a very simple tune. So here we go. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but we'll just see as we go along. That's spontaneity, isn't that wonderful?